Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. The last couple of days have been a bit slow for Star Wars news, but today we do have a few tidbits to get through. We're going to be speaking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and we've also got an update for Kevin Feige Star Wars movie. Now before we get into it my dear friends, please be sure to smash that big red subscribe button down below if you've not done so, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle so that you're alerted every time I post a new video. But without much further ado, and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into the news. So we begin with the Kenobi series and a pretty interesting Easter egg lurking in the background of one frame from the trailer. Admittedly, I didn't catch this one myself, but it was linked to me on Discord, and I think it's definitely worth talking about. So during the final trailer which we got on Star Wars Day, in this shot, we see the Inquisitors discussing tracking down Kenobi. On the right hand side behind the female Imperial officer, we see a display that very clearly includes a collection of lightsabers and what looks to be a helmet of sorts. This egg-shaped object could be anything from a droid's head to a mask or something else, but I've seen a lot of speculation stating it could be a Jedi youngling's helmet. While it is admittedly very small, you have to bear in mind that the helmets of younglings were often tailor-made for individual species that younglings belong to. So this wasn't necessarily the helmet of a human youngling, but maybe a Quirmian or a different species with smaller, more bulbous heads. Now this is possibly really huge and rather dark, and I hope they choose to use this as a plot point and not just another background Easter egg without any significance, as we've unfortunately seen a lot of in recent times. And as for the lightsabers, they probably belong to Jedi that were hunted down. Now this all gives me great hope that these are going to connect to the rumoured Order 66 flashbacks. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we do get a look inside the Jedi Temple again, maybe from Anakin's perspective as I've seen some people put forward, or maybe conversely from the perspective of a Jedi. Or another option is one of the survivors. Imagine if we see a young Reva watching her Jedi Master being killed before being brought to Vader where her life is never the same again. And if the rumours are right in saying that we are going to get an in-depth look at Reva's backstory, then this makes a lot of sense. But this helmet that we see in the background is potentially a major callback to the prequels. But in the eyes of the Empire, they're a symbol of victory, a relic of a more civilized age that has now been destroyed. Now while this could be a Jedi youngling helmet, I've seen a couple of theories state this could be the mask of the Grand Inquisitor from back when he was a Jedi Temple guard as we saw in Star Wars Rebels. That would be very interesting indeed, and as a Rebels fan myself, I would love to see some of those flashbacks in live action. But design-wise, I lean towards it being a Jedi youngling's helmet, and as for the lightsabers, it's not clear which Jedi they belong to, and I reckon they're going to make them generic for this show, rather than emphasizing certain designs that we know. They're meant to be symbolic and a sort of trophy collection for the Jedi hunters that we call the Inquisitors. And I should also put forward the possibility there is a chance that we're overthinking all of this, and that it's got no relevance whatsoever. I will admit my first assumption was that this was a nothing burger, but when you look at the display, when you really look at it closely and see the lightsabers, it becomes apparent that this egg-shaped thing could very well be a helmet of a Jedi youngling. So that was a quaint detail that I missed the first time I saw the trailer. Let me know what you think it is in the comments down below. I'm really hoping we do get lots of prequels connections in this show. If there's any Disney Plus show to give us that, it's this one. I know the Andor series is going to do that to some extent, but with Kenobi being a show set to have lots of flashbacks, I hope we're in for lots of juicy prequels nostalgia and fan service. Really exciting stuff. But now my dear friends, we have a bit of news for Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie. At the moment, there are 3 Star Wars movies, more or less confirmed for the future. We have Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron, which was originally going to release in 2023 next December, but we're not sure if that's still happening. And then we have Taika Waititi's movie and Kevin Feige's movie, one in 2025 and the other in 2027. No specifics are known, no further details on the plot or even the time period, but one rumour now confirmed is that Michael Waldron is writing Kevin Feige's movie, and in a brand new interview with Deadline, Michael confirmed he's already started writing it. Super exciting, let's dive into this. If you're working in the new multiverse phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, it's indeed a juggling act, and balancing it has all been screenwriter Michael Waldron. He cut his teeth in the MCU with the Disney Plus series Loki. Well, in this interview where he talks about Doctor Strange 2 and also describes an emotional Loki season 2, he brings up the fact that he's working with Kevin Feige on his Star Wars movie. Michael revealed how exciting it is to work on Star Wars, and he also says the writing process for that movie has already begun, even though we're about 5 years out. As I said guys, this is more of a tidbit than a full-blown story. It was just a passing mention in an interview that was littered with Marvel stuff. But it is good to get confirmation that the project has already begun in the earliest of stages, mapping out the story, getting the writing process going, and just kind of balancing ideas. All of these movies are supposedly going to be standalones, but I have seen some fans put forward the idea that it could be related to the Mandoverse, kind of like the Endgame where it's all leading. I think after the Skywalker saga ended, we're also hyper-focused on this new age of Star Wars, which is centered around the streaming world of Disney+, but we must not forget there is still cinematic stuff coming too. But lately it seems like Lucasfilm doesn't seem to have their affairs in order with the latter. Rian Johnson's trilogy has been canned, and now Patty Jenkins' movie is seemingly delayed, but we've had no official word. It's just been radio silence on their end, and maybe we will get some kind of update at Star Wars Celebration, but who knows. As for Waititi's movie and Kevin Feige's project, it is a bit early to know what they're about, but hopefully they will come to fruition, and as fans we do love them. As I say, it's a new dawn for Star Wars, and whether it's Patty Jenkins' movie or Taika Waititi's movie, the very next cinematic release we do get needs to hit the nail on the head and get fans reinvigorated about Star Wars on the big screen again. That's just my 2 cents though. And so just to end things on a positive note, my dear friends, a tidbit for the Bad Batch. Again, I'm using the word tidbit because it's nothing major. This comes from Jennifer Corbett just after Star Wars Day. And she said, "Can't believe it's been a year since the Bad Batch premiere. Wait until you see what's in store for season 2. Happy May the 4th, hashtag the Bad Batch." I miss this show so damn much. I've said it many times. You're probably sick of hearing me say it, but I really mean it. I just finished my season 1 rewatch where I went back and watched every episode. And I'm so curious what's going to happen next. I miss breaking this show down for you guys and talking about it. What's in store for Crosshair? Is he going to rejoin his brothers? And what's next for the group as we move into a more imperial era of the galaxy? They're still saying it's slated for 2022, and of course on May the 29th, there is a Bad Batch panel at Star Wars Celebration, so hopefully we get not only an announcement on that day, but also a trailer. The panel is set to give us a first look, and just judging by what the creatives on the show are saying on Twitter, it's going to be a far more intense and exciting season. Especially the Kiner brothers, they kept using words like thrilling, darker, deeper, and so on. So let's see what's in store with the stakes raised and all the time they've been working on it. I'm sure it's going to be worth the wait. So while we are talking about live action Star Wars predominantly with Kenobi coming this month, I still need my fix of Clone Force 99. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you also miss the Bad Batch? What do you make of the Easter egg from the Kenobi trailer? And are you looking forward to the cinematic releases that are coming in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Also guys, if you didn't catch yesterday's video, you're not going to want to miss it. It's a long one, a video I've been working on for quite some time, and I go through every single character I expect to see in The Mandalorian Season 3 and the role they're going to play in it. So go and check it out if you've not done so. But otherwise, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of this Star Wars news update. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and a massive welcome if you are. But I'll see you in the next one. May the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a good one.